अस्सलाम वालेकुम फ्रेंड्स, इस वीडियो में मैं आपको बैरे शीने के बारे में बताऊंगी। उससे पहले मेरी आप लोगों से दरख्वास्त है कि मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और साथ दिए गए बेल आइकन को दबाएं ताकि मेरी हर नए आने वाली वीडियो का नोटिफिकेशन आपको मिलता रहे। लेट्स स्टार्ट द वीडियो। बैरे शीने स्टीन फ्रैंक 11 September 1950 was a British professional motorcycle racer. He competed in Grand Prix motorcycle racing and was a two-time worldwide champion, winning consecutive 5000cc titles in 1976 and 1977. Sheene in 1977 titles remained as a British last solo motorcycle world championship until Dane Kennett in 2050 in the Moto3 categories after a racing career stretching from the 1968 to the 1984. He retired from the competition and relocated to Australia, working as the motorsport commentator and property developer. Sheene was born of the Grey Inn Road, Bloomsbury, London, the second child of parents Frank, who had been resident engineer at the Royal College of the Surgeon, and was himself a former competitive rider who retired in 1956 and an experienced motorcycle mechanic and Irish. He grew up in Queen's Square, Holborn, London. Before entering road racing, Sheene found work as the messenger and delivery driver. Sheene began competitive motorcycle racing in 1968, winning his first races at the Brands Hatch riding further Frank 125cc and 250cc Bollitos. He improved to the second behind Chaz Mortimer in 1969 in the 125cc class on the Bollitos. By 1970, Sheene and became to the British 125cc champion at the age 20, riding a former Suzuki factory racing team motorcycle that he purchased for the $2 then 1967 Suzuki RT67 twin-cylinder motorcycle had previously been ridden by the Suzuki factory-backed rider Scott Graham in the 1968 Grand Prix in the selected 1969 events. In the 1971, still riding the same Suzuki twin, he finished second the 125cc World Championship, probably missing the title due to injuries sustained in the well-paid non-championship racing at the Hollingo and during the race of the year at the Mullery Park Competition Factories of the 3 bitter beer and 5 broken ribs. He first Grand Prix win coming on that bike at the Circuit de Spa Champs in Belgium, soon followed by a win of 50cc van win Saturn at the Sigurdssaken Grand Prix held at the Maserati circuit, where the finished of 2.5 minutes ahead. For the 1972 session, Sheene was signed by the Yamaha to ride a factory-spotted Yamaha YZ635 for the 2050-60 World Championship under the French Yamaha imported Sottio banner. There was no Yamaha factory team at the time, but Sheene was one of the first riders racing sport from the factory. However, at the third round in Australia, after losing a sprint to the finish line to the Australian John Dodds for third place, he voiced his pleasure to team management about the performance of the bike. The next Grand Prix was the Grand Prix of Nations at the Mola at the end of May, but Sheene crashed in practice and broke his collarbone, preventing him from taking part in the race and in the Ashley of Man TT as well, which was the fifth Grand Prix of 1972. Unfortunately for him, the next 7 races of the World Championship were all taking place in close succession in June and July, and Barry would not be fit to take part in them. After the Yugoslavian Grand Prix, Sheene factory spotted Yamaha YZ635 was given to Jono Senior, already a Yamaha factory ride in the 350cc class, who went on the win 4 races and the 250cc World Championship that year. Once back to the fitness, Sheene would get factory spotted Yamaha back to the British race over the summer Scarborough Mallory Park, and for the last Grand Prix of the session at the Munjar circuit in Spain on 23 September, where he scored a third place in the 25cc class. Sheene was signed by the Suzuki during the off-season 1972-1973 and won the newly formed Formula 75 European Championship for them in 1973. As a work Suzuki rider, Sheene had a 2 contract with the World Championship event, taking up precedence over his Suzuki GB contract for home and international event if any race dates clashed. For 1972, Suzuki introduced the RG500 with the Sheene road to the second, third and the fourth, scoring 30 points and finished sixth in the वर्ल्ड चैम्पियनशिप। मुझे उम्मीद है आप लोगों को मेरी वीडियो अच्छी लगी होगी। अगर अच्छी लगी है तो कमेंट करें, शेयर करें और मेरे चैनल को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब करें। मिलते हैं एक नई वीडियो में। अल्लाह हाफिज़।